Where I'm standing right now was the start of a lot of people's Vegas journeys, but the town is basically unrecognizable today to where it was 30 years ago, when places like the Excalibur had lagoons with dragons. And even this doesn't feel right anymore. Even this feels like monetization city, like the Disneyfication. See, I'm on the cheap part of the strip right now. Right now, if you want a deal, you're gonna come down to the Luxor or to the Excalibur, and all the rich people are that way. Why is the vibe in Vegas so strange? What happened to the city that many of you guys grew to know and love? Why is everything that you held dear about the city being completely replaced? Well, it comes down to greed. Corporate greed, a K-shape, COVID-19. And I really need you to pay attention in this video because I'm going to unveil how, even if you never came to Las Vegas, this video is going to dictate your future. I know that sounds dramatic. How's it going, guys? Stephen J. Campbell here. I'm a full-time content creator. I'm a full-time trader. I'm a full-time futures trading teacher. And I also spent between 2007 and 2020 on the Las Vegas Strip, working on bridges just like this. Quite literally, no kidding, right down here. See the red lines? You don't know about this. I'm gonna show you something. See those red lines that they've carved into the paint? Well, there's a reason those red lines exist. Because that's where the timeshare guys are allowed to stand on the other side of. I was there for all that. So I have a little bit of a reason to be able to talk about this stuff. And it's something I'm really passionate about. Because I came here in 1995 for the first time, actually. I remember because Windows 95 was being advertised. So it was 1995. And boy, have things changed. Now, I want to explain what the K-shape in Vegas is and how it's playing out to telegraph your entire future and how this city is a center point of it. But to understand, we could go through the entire history of the city. It wouldn't make much of a difference. What we should really do is just focus on what happened during COVID-19. Because that's when a lot of you guys, according to my chats and the people I talked to in real life, started feeling like the economy was leaving you behind. You didn't change, but something changed. If you're a Vegas fan, you felt like Vegas was different. You didn't change, but something changed. And the change is clearly evident. Just go look out with your own eyes, right? What did we see out there? We saw construction absolutely everywhere. If it's flat, they will monetize it. We saw brand new resorts in the themes of guitars over at the Hard Rock. It's being transitioned from the Mirage. And we saw the generic, plastic, fantastic McDonald's and KFC franchise model where they get rid of the nice looking restaurants and they build a plain box being transferred into the strip. Stuff like the Rainforest Cafe here that used to be prevalent, stuff that used to be a feature, stuff like the water feature over at the Excalibur that had a fire-breathing dragon, or the Sphinx that would open up and shoot lasers out of its eyes at the Luxor, or even just the lion exhibit at the MGM Grand are long gone. Because here's what happened in COVID-19. Now, I want you guys to understand this. I'm only telling you this not to doom and gloom you, but to enlighten some of you because you're in the crosshairs still and you don't even know it. But 2020 was a weird time, okay? 2020 is when the economy started to go up on a K. People for years, for decades in America, people were generally on an upward trajectory. There were two lines, people who made a lot of money and people who made less money. But they shared the same upward mobility in the economy. But around 2020, the people on the top line that were already making more money, they started skyrocketing. And most people, they didn't stay in the middle. They fell off. And Vegas, it's a prime example of this. So in the economy, you had people in the world outside of Vegas who were willing and able to buy the dip in the stock market during COVID-19. They were willing and able to take advantage of incredibly low interest rates on houses in 2019. They were able to take advantage of things. The rest of us, they got left behind. Okay? Over time, though, their returns on those markets made them basically accelerating in their wealth. Meanwhile, for most of us, the people who came back to work at jobs after we were deemed non-essential, do you remember were you deemed non-essential? Tell me that in the comments below. I want to hear about it if you were. I feel bad and I apologize that somebody called you non-essential. But during that time, the two economies started to split and started to pivot. Now, Wall Street corporate entities, corporate mergers, they had been accelerating all throughout the 1980s, through the 1990s, into the 2000s. Ronald Reagan's administration was really big on loosening up on antitrust and not having monopolistic laws get in the way of things. And it's good for the consumer because it grows the economy. But with all that, for the preceding 3 decades before 2020, we had companies coming into places like Vegas, buying up most of the real estate, selling the real estate to big, huge private equity companies, hedge funds, and giant, huge groups like, was it Blackstone or BlackRock? I can never remember. Tell me in the comments below. Vici International, landowners who would want ever accelerating payments called rent escalators out of these buildings to stay on their property. I've done videos about these leasebacks before. Go consult my channel. I don't have time in this video to do it. But when the K-shape hit started, what? Hi, what's up?
What's the next show about?
What's this about?
Yes.
I'm doing a thing about how the strip got real, you know, like really for the rich people.
Yes.
You think so?
Yeah, I did.
You feel it? What's your,
Well,
what? You knew my name?
Get into shape.
You,
Get into shape.
you're nice, bro. You know my name?
No, sir.
I thought-
Please.
You said my channel. I thought you said not leaving Las Vegas.
Not leaving Vegas.
There you go, brother.
No, we're gonna kick ass.
I love it, man. Okay, well, you stay cool, okay?
Yeah, for real.
All right, brother.
You wouldn't have to have something to snack on top.
I don't want money or nothing, but
Yeah, just
I mean, I can give you this water. It's not full. You want the water? There you go, bro. All right. God bless you, man. Have a good one, brother. So, you used to not see a lot of that on the Las Vegas Strip. Now you're seeing that a lot. I'm going to blur his face because he's got his dignity and his respect. He's got, like, oh, that bugs me, man. That's why I do this channel. I'm sorry. I'm off path right now. Because it's that, like, K-shape, you know? That whole, like, that guy is stuck down here, but he doesn't deserve to be down here. Versus he could be up here on the same trajectory. And Vegas noticed this. See, after COVID shut down, right? Vegas regrouped. They did what people do in an economy. And for a while, it made total sense. We'll lower the prices because we got to get people back. Not everybody after COVID-19 wanted to get back to Vegas. Some of them were afraid to travel. Some of them were wary of sharing a plane with people because they had their opinions of what the virus was all about. So Vegas lowered prices. And when they lowered prices, a horrible thing happened. Because at the same time they're lowering prices, right? You have the government giving out $1,300 checks every few months. That brought in people who would never come to Vegas. That brought in people who otherwise would be vetted by the cost of coming to Las Vegas. Crater the room rates, crater the flights, crater everything, and give people money who shouldn't really be able to afford to come here. And for a time, it was absolute chaos and bedlam. Terrible, right? People were fighting. There was lawsuits from the Wynn. They literally sued individuals because these guys were having brawls inside of the hotel, and it got on social media, and they're like, our brand is damaged, our reputation is tarnished now. The city cracked down, and this resorts, they decided to go in the exact opposite direction. And that's where the K in Vegas starts to become more evident than I think any other city in America. Because right now, the tourism business, the housing market, the luxury goods, hell, even cell phones and products and consumer tech, they're catering to people who have disposable income. They're catering to the people who right now hold up the entire economy. Literally, Bank of America did a survey. 70% of the entire US economy is held up by just the top 10% of the spenders in the said economy. And see, that's what I'm talking about, right? I'm talking about learning how to be those people that this city wants to cater to. I'm talking about learning a skill, which I've been telling you guys to do for a while. I want to read you a comment right now from how I'm helping people. And it's my mission in life now to help people. I got a guy here in my chats, and he literally told me today on my other channel, SJC Trades Futures. You don't even know that exists, but I'll put it in the pinned comment down below. He says, another great video. I'm a student of yours. I'll be happy to know I walked away with $760 today during the trading period. See, I teach people how to take advantage of this stuff. I teach you how to find your way on the futures markets. It's called 1K a day. It's my own course. Go click on that link from my trading channel. Go read some comments from my traders and how happy they are with it. And all I do is offer you the ability to watch the videos. Click the buttons when the markets go up or down. Make some money for yourself. Today I made $5,000 off of this candle I'm showing you on the screen right now. Most of my students are making $100, $200. Some of them are making $1,000 a day, but I believe everybody has the capacity to do this. And not only do I back it up with a 30-day money-back guarantee for you guys, if you've done it for 30 days, you haven't seen any kind of progress, any kind of good results, I'm going to give you your money back. I also show you every day what I'm doing on SJC Trades Futures, and you can go subscribe to that channel too, and I teach you even further right there. So here's the thing. If you want to be like my students who can make $760, go ahead and click on the link below. Type in the code 1995. Not because the course will be $1,995. It's supposed to sell for $2,000, but I want to teach 10,000 people how to trade the markets. So I'm going to give it to you for $197. Lifetime, that's all you'll ever pay. Because right now, again, what the city's doing that makes you the most upset is they are quite literally upping the rates on things as they try to get more people into town. And it sounds completely bizarre and backwards, but let me explain what's actually been happening, because once I tell you about this, it's going to blow your mind. See, simply put, 2024 to 2025 was the biggest drop-off that this city has ever seen in tourism year over year in all time. 2024 was so good that December of 2024 was literally coined the quote-unquote December to remember for casino gross gaming revenues. More people came, more people spent money, more people were happy with Vegas. But as 2025 last year started to move on, people started feeling a bit of a vibe. It was the economy. It was consumer confidence reports showing that people didn't really have a lot of happiness in the economy. It was people wondering why it was $12 for a bottle of water or $36 for really bad nachos at Fontainebleau. It was people finding this stuff online and realizing that the value proposition in Vegas was largely gone. 2025 ended up 7.5% down year over year. Hi. And because of that, you would think the city would do what? You'd think the city would lower the prices. That's not what they did. See, 2026, the city and the casino companies have progressively increased the prices. We call it the ADR, the average daily rate for a room. Now, in a normal economy, in an economy that actually makes sense to most people, you think, well, I have a business and I sell a widget. What's a widget? It doesn't matter. It's a fictional thing. By the way, if you're smarter, or you like that reference, tell me the reference below and drop a subscription to the channel. We do walks like this or talks like this on Mondays and Fridays. We focus on just a financial thing on Wednesdays, and we do live stream once a week. So let's say you have a thing, you have a business, they sell widgets. How you doing, buddy?
Good, how are you?
Good, where are you from?
Canada.
I knew you were from
Alberta.
Canada.
How'd you know that?
Because you're not going to believe
I'm a
me.
friendly motherfucker.
No, because you have an accent. Don't be mad at me because I said that.
I'm not mad.
What part of Alberta are you from?
From Cold Lake.
You're from Cold Lake?
Yeah, where are you from?
I'm from Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
No. What are you doing down here? What do we got going on?
I live here. I have a channel on YouTube called Not Leaving Las Vegas.
Is that right?
I do.
So I'm on the channel.
You will be once the video's uploaded.
Wonderful.
There you go. All right,
Yeah.
man. Well, enjoy Vegas.
Hey, cheers.
There you go,
What's
man.
your name?
Cherry from a stranger on the street.
What is that?
It was a cherry.
What, did it come like that? You need to get
No,
your
it
money
ain't a
back.
cherry, that's
Oh,
it.
I was going to hope that it didn't come like that.
It was like from one of these guys. I don't know, guy on the street. It was awesome.
All right, man. Have a good day, guys.
Have a good day,
You
pal.
too, brother. Don't tell me Canadians don't come to Vegas. Because they do. And that's fun. I completely lost my train of thought. Yeah. If you have a business and they sell a widget and the business goes down for a whole year, you might lower the price of your widget to create demand, to raise the demand, so you sell more of your widget the next year. But the casinos have done the exact opposite thing, increasing the average daily room rates. And you know, in a couple of ways, they put on what we call a dog and pony show to try to make people think that, yeah, sure, things are getting cheaper in Vegas. Oh, we have all-inclusive deals at the Flamingo. We have an all-inclusive deal at the Harrah's. Look, these are not in-demand properties, so we're already not going to sell out. They're bundling a bunch of things that you could buy separately a la carte. I've made videos about this. Jacob's Life in Vegas made videos about this. Lots of people make videos about this, but they fool the consumer. They fool the consumer to a point where they think they're getting a good deal. They come back to Vegas only to, bam, realize $12 for a bottle of water at Caesar's Palace. So my point in all this is this. If you think there's something weird about this town, probably got bombed. If you think there's something weird in this town going on, you're not completely wrong. There definitely is. The economy is being built and rebuilt for people that are not like you and like you. It's just not. It's just...
This is the guy that gave me the cherry.
Oh, that's the guy that gave you the cherry. Okay.
He's got a whole box of them.
You brought a box of cherries to the Las Vegas Strip?
I bought him at Target.
Oh, they bought them at Target. Okay. Well, thanks for contributing.
Yeah,
There you go. If you think the vibes are strange, you're not wrong. People still come here. We'll do a follow-up video on how they can even afford these prices, because I think there's a lot of people living off of consumer credit cards right now. And they come down because they need to blow off steam. But they come down for different reasons. These bootleg shirt sellers. This guy's like 60 years old selling bootleg shirts on the Strip. They come down for those kinds of special events that bring out the bootleggers. They come down for the once in a while thing. They come down because it's still Vegas and it's still a destination that you're going to want to go to. But the question is, how long will they keep coming if the prices keep increasing? And how much will the Strip be willing to bow down and try to go backwards in their pricing? And will it ever reverse? I don't know. But those are the kinds of things that we talk about on this channel. So be sure to subscribe. Drop me a subscription. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. Come back to the channel. We do these videos on Mondays and Fridays. I've been walking around in the heat. I try to look at my watch, but it's not an Apple Watch. We do these videos on Mondays and Fridays about Vegas. We do financial stuff in the middle, and we do live streams on the weekends. Love to hear and meet with you. My name is Stephen J. Campbell. I'm not leaving Las Vegas. As we say, in life, you just got to do one thing, and that's just keep swimming. But you also got to remember that no matter what happens, God's got this.